another big-time signing to cap off AEW's amazing week and their biggest week in wrestling free agency in probably pro wrestling history. A report from Cassidy Haynes, the man of the hour from Bodyslam.net, noted that earlier this week, Bryan Danielson was 100% already signed. That's a quote with AEW, and tentative plans are for the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, to debut on the September 22nd show, September 22nd Dynamite show from New York at Arthur Ashe Stadium. That's the big Arthur Ashe Stadium show they're running. That's going to be their first time running New York, which is traditionally a WWE market. We know that Daniel Bryan was a free agent after his contract ran out about a few weeks after WrestleMania. And look, one of the things that Bryan noted, that places he wanted to go and things he wanted to do as far as wrestling, we know that he wanted to work in Japan with Japanese talent. He wanted to work with Okada. He wanted to work with some talent over there. We know that he wanted a lighter schedule to spend more time with his family. The dude has 2 kids. And we also know that wherever Bryan went, he wanted creative input. And those are 3 big things that AEW on the surface just offer. It never worked out with WWE New Japan, which I think was the breaking point as far as Bryan deciding AEW. But Trevor, what does Bryan putting pen to paper in All Elite Wrestling mean?
It means that, like you said before, one of the most beloved wrestlers in like wrestling history is now All Elite. And it also means that, again, All Elite is turning out to be a force to be reckoned with. I mean, dude, those 2 huge signings in one week, and not to mention the fact that not more than like 2-3 weeks ago, Malachi Black shows up on Dynamite. Like, dude, right now they are doing all the right things at the right time. But it also kind of it can also kind of worry you. Like, are they, so to speak, shooting their load too early? You know what I mean? Are they so-called like gathering too many heads at one point? Now, I think this is the perfect time to do what they're doing. Honestly, in my opinion, in any aspect, if Daniel Bryan or CM Punk are in your organization, whether they're trainers, whether they're behind the scenes, whatever they are, I honestly believe this is great for wrestling. But I'm sure you have your negative Nancy's that think this is just a little overkill.
Oh, yeah, because CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson, they're both WWE guys. They were never anywhere else before, right, Trevor?
Of course, never, ever. I mean,
Never.
They weren't in New Japan. They weren't in Chikara. They weren't in
Ring of Honor.
You
No.
know?
What are those things? Nothing exists outside of WWE, Trevor. Come on now. What do you think AJ Styles was? He was in obscurity before he came to WWE at the age of 40. He was
poor and broke and doing absolutely nothing before he came to WWE.
That's all cap. Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, has arrived in All Elite Wrestling, and it is the best thing that they could have done. A talent like Daniel Bryan, like Bryan Danielson, call him by his real name, folks. Bryan fucking Danielson. You're going to get your freaking head kicked in, is what's going to happen. But Bryan Danielson
excited.
is in AEW, unfiltered, unscripted, unhinged, all of that jazz. It's going to be amazing because we know that Bryan is arguably the best worker, best technical wrestler in the world and has been for a very long time. We know that his promo ability is second to not a lot of people. We know that this guy, he goes out there and has the best match on the card almost every single night. This is someone, I don't care what the situation is. If you have a chance and he's interested in signing on your roster, you're signing him. And Tony Khan did the exact right thing. So, no, boom, non-factor to all that anti-AEW stuff those haters like to say. Secondly, what this means is not only is Bryan Danielson going to be in AEW, but he's most definitely, when the restrictions lighten up and when that's more doable, going to go to New Japan and wrestle because of the working relationship with them. He's going to go to AAA to wrestle. He wants to work in Mexico. He wants to work with talent from all around. AEW gives him the best opportunity to do that. So it's also not one of those things where Bryan's going to be on AEW television every week and being in a mainstream feud, taking up time, in a mainstream feud every single week. The dude's probably going to be, 3 months here, 3 months there, but he's going to be an AEW talent. He's going to be representing the AEW brand. and that's what I like. It's like this. It's this hybrid between the territories and and you know, the contemporary, you know, exclusive contract model, but like you're representing your territory. It literally feels like teams going up against each other, but teams that are part of like the same league, if that makes sense. You know, it's I love this. I love this because what happens when all of the teams are meshing well and working and you know are better and more talented. What happens, Trevor? The entire league or the entire industry does
Does
better. So
so
Bryan Danielson signing to AEW, it's amazing. Think of the feuds here.
yeah,
Bryan versus Omega, Bryan versus
yeah.
Moxley, Bryan versus Jungle Boy, Bryan versus Darby Allin, Bryan versus Eddie Kingston.
And not even talking just about Bryan. Think about CM Punk. CM Punk versus Jungle Boy, Darby Allin, Ethan Page. Could you imagine that one? That oh my god, that one to me is just screams. Watch me, like
Take my
Black.
money, Tony Khan.
This is
Take
crazy.
my money. Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.